Hey everyone, what's up you guys? It's your girl Misha Sahara and I'm back with another video. So a lot of people have been asking me, what are your favorite foundations and why? My family members and friends, if they ever ask me about makeup, it's normally always about foundation. So I just thought I'd make a video so that I can have something for people to be referred to, so I don't have to always explain myself in this way. I wanted to talk about my favorite foundations at the moment, but I wanted to make it a little more interesting. So these are all the products that I have to talk about today. I wanted to narrow it down to ones that I highly recommend because I didn't want to make this too long, so I'm just giving you the goods. So just like cocktails that are blends of things that just work well together, I find that I have a lot of foundation cocktails, which is not a new term. A lot of people have used the term cocktailing with foundation, but I've never really seen anyone do a video like this where they just focus on their favorite cocktails. Maybe it's just me, I didn't see it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but not only are we going to talk about my favorite foundation cocktails, we're going to talk about my actual favorite cocktails and shots. If you're under the age of 21, you can listen to what I'm saying, but you're not going to do what I do because you're not 21. That's if you're American. I've had experience drinking because I like to drink. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm more of a social drinker, so when I do drink, it's actually not a lot. It's a night that I know, okay, I'm gonna be drinking tonight, so I'm fully prepared. I drink a lot of water that day. I have a full meal. And I'm ready. I'm gonna be with all of my closest friends so that I know I'm safe at the end of the night. Like I'm a social drinker like that. I don't just drink on my own. Leave me a comment down below. What is your favorite drink or cocktail? I would love to know, and I just hope you enjoy this video. Let me know. Just like I have other cocktails, a foundation that didn't make it in this video, I have other cocktails in real life that I didn't mention in this video, but we can always do a part 2. I mean, just let me know how this one goes and we can see about that. Alright. Okay, so the first cocktail I have on my list is my gin and tonic. The Makeup Forever is very similar to how this gives you a natural skin-like finish. They're both natural skin-like finishes, except this one is more hydrating looking. Like this one has a little bit more of a soft, subtle glow, and this one's fully matte. Fenty foundation is an amazing natural semi-matte finish. It looks good on everyone. It literally looks like skin. It may not be the best formula for everyone because it is matte and it's a really quick drying matte formula. So together it's like gin and tonic because it goes down really smooth. So that's what this reminds me of. It's like a very smooth combination on the skin. Clean look and feel, long wearing, and if you like the coverage of it and the longevity of it, for me, having combination skin, it's a mixture of the matte and the glow, so it's not too much. It just looks like healthy skin. The next combination I have is more of a lightweight finish. They are both tinted moisturizers. The Smashbox is called the CC Cream, so CC meaning color correction, and it has SPF 30. This one is also dark spot correcting. I'm not a huge fan of their color range, so this is actually the dark shade during the summer. It gives me like this deeper healthy glow. Bare Minerals, I've had this for a while. It's almost time to get a new one. The Complexion Rescue is a tinted hydrating gel cream, also SPF 30. Now I did hear that if you mix SPFs, it kind of subtracts itself. So maybe the combination of these two don't have SPF at all, but they both have SPF 30, so I don't know. Alone, it actually makes your skin more soft over time. Definitely a claim that I did see a difference in my skin on its own. It was definitely more moisturized. They actually followed through with their claim. Smashbox, I just like the way it looks, and it has a little bit more coverage than this. Together, it reminds me of a mimosa because I don't wear tinted BB CC creams often. When I do, I obviously want that fresh, more awake look. That's what a mimosa is for, like Sunday brunches, just to like liven you up with a little splash of orange juice. That's what this combination is. Now my next one is a mojito. The new NARS Natural Radiant Foundation and the Maybelline SuperStay 24-hour foundation. Both of these are fairly new on the market. This one is a little newer, but this one has been out for maybe 2 months. Actually, it used to be out years ago, but they brought it back. They're both foundations that a lot of people are talking about right now. This is more in the high-end $50 range, and this is like a $12 drugstore foundation. What I like about both of them is the consistencies are both like this very soft, blendable liquid. It's not too liquidy. It gives you time to blend. The NARS has more skincare benefits, and it does give you a natural finish on its own. Like, it literally looks like skin. I actually have a whole video review and demo that you should check out. I'll link it. I'm not a crazy fan of it on its own. I feel like I had to use too many pumps of it. I said that in the review, that I had to use 6 pumps of this, which I didn't see many other people admitting to that. And I tried it so many times, and I always have to use 6 pumps. I count every time. But with the Maybelline SuperStay, this is a little bit more full coverage. Both colors are decent together. This is more peachy, but this is more of my perfect shade. They're very good with their colors, and I'm Tahoe in this. This is the shade 320, which is the closest I can find in the drugstore. They do have to do better in their shade range, which I just thought I should mention. This is a 16-hour natural radiant wear, and this is a 24-hour matte coverage. The two of them together just give me this beautiful, like, skin-like, healthy, radiant finish. And because they're both long wear finishes, I literally can wear this for an entire day. I'm sure most of you who are makeup junkies have both of these in your collection, because this is new on the market and a lot of people are talking about this also. So if you have the two of these, I suggest you try to mix them, because for me, it is my mojito. The coverage and the finish are both beautiful on this when I put it on, but when I realized throughout the day that it lasts, like, that reminds me of the little kick that I get when I drink a mojito, because that little hint of mint's like, ooh, and then you realize when you get up that it actually did give you a little buzz. So that's what this reminds me of. Then I have a combination that I like to call my daiquiri. It could be strawberry daiquiri, whatever other daiquiris they have. I normally go for strawberry. Milk Makeup, the blurring liquid in the shade tan, and then Black Up. These are both newer brands in Sephora. This is HCO3. Now, Black Up is of course a brand that is meant for women of color. Shout out to Sephora for putting that into American stores, because it started in France. It's not just for women of color. They have a bunch of beautiful highlights and contour sticks, eyeshadows, lip products that work on everyone, but complexion starts around my skin tone. I had to put the shade down. It's sunny today, so the sun comes in and out, and it's really hot. So as a brand that targets women of color, they can do a way better job with their shade range for some reason. Brands like Fenty, NARS, Lancome, Cover FX have done a better job in finding those perfect shades for women of color. So I love them as a brand, I support them, but they could do better. It just actually looks really nice on the skin and will cover your entire life. The Milk Makeup line is actually more liquidy, but it has the illusion of being like a fuller cream like this one, because it's a blurring liquid. Something they have in this technology that is like really blurring. If you need the coverage, this will cover you. This combination is more like, same thing with a daiquiri. It's thick, but it's sweet, and yeah, can't go wrong with it at a dinner. It's very rare that I grab either one of these, but when I do want that, they actually work better for me together. I don't know, maybe one or the other works better for you. So my next combination cocktail is actually one of my favorites, and I discovered it randomly. It's two foundations that I never thought that I would even like, ever. Like, wow, that full coverage matte finish, and that's not something I go for. Now, just like most of the foundations I'm showing you, I've gotten these for free to try. So thankfully, because I would have never tried these if I didn't get them. This is a 24-hour foundation. It has SPF 20. On its own, it's really nice, but the colors are a little bit off in the YSL range too. From a brand representative, she told me that they're bringing down some prices and they're adding more and more shades to this line and a couple other things. They're trying, you know, they actually do care about the deeper complexion. Kat Von D, I never was interested in this because this is literally the most full coverage foundation. There's a lot of full coverage foundations out there, but this, like it says, it's meant to cover tattoos. I wouldn't go for either one of them alone per se. Like I would never grab for this on its own. Like I always grab for this when I want to mix it. And same goes for YSL, not only because of the color, but because the finish is really smooth, it's really matte and poreless, but I normally don't go for that finish. I don't go for these kind of finishes. So together, when I'm going for that full coverage beat, and you know, and I want to add highlight and other things to the face, this is my rum and coke, okay? Because I never thought I would like rum and coke. I don't know why I tried it. I think a bartender convinced me to try it. And I was just like, I don't drink Coke, I don't drink soda, and I'm not really interested in rum. I mean, I know rum is good, like I've had rum punch and stuff like that, but I was just like, rum and Coke, like that doesn't sound like it's gonna work. But it does, and so does this. They're both very strong ingredients, but together they are better, I promise you. Next cocktail I have is a random one that I decided to throw in here, which I like to call my LITTT. Now, if you've never had an LITTT before, it stands for Long Island Iced Tea. And to me, I'm not crazy about the taste of it, but if you just want like an iced tea with a kick, you know, that's something good to order, especially if you're at like a bar setting and you're not really sure about the bartender. They don't really look like they know what they're doing. No bartender can ever mess up a LITTT. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I just feel like that's like the easy route, you know? Like you can always know that you're gonna get a good LITTT at any bar, anywhere. I feel like if I had a bad LITTT, I would request for them to make it again, because how do you mess that up? Like how? So for that, I have two stick foundations, which like I said before, if you have combination skin, those days where you have larger pores, creamier foundations work really well when you want the coverage and you want a little bit more of a healthier look to your skin. Stick foundation. So I have the Sephora collection one, which is new. Actually, is worth trying. It's more affordable, and they did their thing with this Make No Mistake foundation and concealer stick. I never knew it was a concealer too, but I have this in a deeper shade for contouring too. I just never used it. I like this in the center of my face. Like the color and the texture works really well with giving me the coverage in the T-zone, because it's more of a semi-matte finish. And the stick foundation that I used to use was the Bobbi Brown, but it's a little bit too hydrating. I didn't really like it in my T-zone because it was just too oily, and I would always get oily in the T-zone. So using it as a contouring bronzing stick, it actually looks so good. It gives me like this healthy glow with a little bit of color. So the two of them are really great, especially if I'm on the go and I need something that's going to be accountable. I just literally swipe this on, swipe the other one on, blend them out, and it looks like great skin. Stick foundations are very easy. You can never go wrong with it, just like you can never go wrong with ordering an LITTT. Okay. Next up, I have what I like to call a pina colada. It's a pina colada. Who doesn't love a pina colada? I mean, hello, pineapple, coconut, genius. It's actually what I'm wearing today to get this look. No matter where I'm at, all day, anywhere, any place, the pina colada. The pina colada has me covered, which it's funny because both of these are luminous foundations. So Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, high end. I just did a video using this. It's my most expensive foundation in my collection because it's like $60. A lot of people really love this foundation. It's actually one of the best sellers in Sephora. It's very popular. People come back and restock on this every day, like every day. It reminds me a lot of the L'Oreal, which is a drugstore foundation. I always go back to this because this is just the perfect finish. It's called a healthy luminous makeup, and that's exactly what it does. It gives me a healthy luminous glow. I can't really find my perfect shade in this. Same thing with Giorgio. Most of their shade range in this line and the Power Fabric line is like really gray or really red. And that's from fair to deep. Like the colors are really off to me. Together, as you can see, they make a decent color. They make a real decent color. So formulas are very similar. You can definitely go for one or the other. This is like the high-end version of the L'Oreal Lumi, and this one has SPF 20. So that's what I do like about this. This is more of a summertime, daytime foundation. It's such a go-to. The pineapple and coconut just go together really well. So do these. Those are all of my current cocktail favorites. The reason why I cocktail those is because I don't really grab for those foundations as much on their own. Like normally when I wear those foundations, I always mix it with something, most likely with the pairs that I showed you. But these foundations, I want to call them my shots because I would wear them straight, like straight up. First, I had the NARS Luminous Weightless Foundation. This, oh my God, when I discovered this foundation, I was so excited, and it was everything that I had hoped for and more. The color was spot on. Like I said, NARS Tahoe is like my most perfect shade match ever. And the formula, the finish, the coverage, the longevity, everything about this foundation is perfect for me. And so I'm gonna call it my Hennessy because I'm a Hennessy girl. Are you kidding me? Yeah, like so if I know I'm going out and I'm staying out, my choice of a shot for a late night is Hennessy because I know it won't do me wrong. If I'm in an environment where, you know, the music is good, the vibe is good, the Hennessy just gonna help boost that, you know? Like it's just gonna keep me in a good vibe. I have my best dance moves on lock. Hennessy is always a fun night. Like I definitely trust this foundation in that same way where if I'm going to an all-day event or I'm just gonna be out for a long period of time, I know I can count on this. It won't oxidize on me. It'll just be beautiful and perfect. Grand Marnier is cognac and orange, and I love it. Grand Marnier and Hennessy, they're like the same thing. It's just a different taste, you know, but it does the same thing to you. I have the Sephora Collection Tan Infusion Foundation, but it gives me the same coverage, and they're both like the same liquidy formula. So it's a different feel, it's a different look, they're very similar. So I'm gonna say it's my Grand Marnier. Rarely grab for this, but when I do, it's always when I'm in a rush. Like it glides on and blends out really quick, very fast, very easy. And when I wear it, people always stop me like, oh my God, your skin looks great, or like, what foundation is that? And I'm always like, what did I put on this morning? Because it was a rough morning, you know, like I was rushing. And then I think about it, I'm like, I had this foundation, I had to have this as one of my favorite shots, and it is more affordable as well. My next shot is Makeup Forever Stick Foundation because like I said, y'all know I love me a good cream. This one is I'm gonna call her Patron because you know what, I recently got into Patron. When I went on a trip with my friend, we went to Mexico actually, where they make tequila, you know. So yeah, we just kind of got into the tequila vibe and it was fun. As you may know, tequila gives you a whole different vibe than cognac. You have like this fearless energy, you can do anything, which is the scary part. So you have to be careful with that. It just dries you out so much. Actually, it's really good for you. Tequila is really good for you in many ways. When I'm drinking tequila, I know I had to have more of a hydrating foundation. Luminous Weightless gives me that luminous finish for the long period of time, so the illusion of it. But this one actually gives me more of an actual hydration, like a really nice radiant finish feel. Like I said, on days when I need coverage, but also to fill in pores and just have me covered, you know. I just need that good coverage with the glow, and you know, everything is all good with this. Then, last but not least, I've mentioned before that sometimes I do without foundations and I just have my favorite concealer routine. So I'm gonna include that as a shot. I'm gonna call this shot Bob Marley because that's another thing we discovered on a trip in Jamaica. They gave us this like double glass shot. It's pretty much like, I don't know what's in it. He would not tell us. Maybe I should look it up because I never knew what's in a Bob Marley shot. We went back for 2 more because we love the taste of it and we felt it immediately, you know. That's how me and my friend like to drink. We don't like to drink excessively. We rather have like a simple amount of liquor that we can feel and that will last us, so we don't have to be drinking and going to the bathroom and just taking excessive amounts of liquor to our body. Like, we're not alcoholics, we're just social drinkers. So for some reason I came across this combination cocktail, you can call it, and I mainly use them because they're 3 different shades and 3 different formulas. So for the most part, my complexion is pretty clear. Like I can get away with just wearing concealer on my face. So one concealer that I love is NARS. This looks amazing with the NARS foundation and any other foundation. The texture of this is full coverage, it's creamy. This is the shade Caramel. This is like just like Tahoe, where I can put this all over my face and it blends perfectly. So then Kat Von D has a little bit slightly of a thicker formula, just like her foundation. Her colors I'm not that happy with. They're a little bit like either too orange or too light. The NARS one, let me show you. It's like this nice yellow undertone that is just like my skin. It's a little bit olivey. The Kat Von D one is more like peachy. It worked as a corrector, so it's not that orangey, but it's just a little bit more peachy. So I use this right in here because I have these hereditary bag lines. I don't really have darkness too much under my eye, but I have these hereditary lines that, because when I smile, that's just the shape of my face, you know. So this helps mask those lines when I want fuller coverage under the eye. And then I have this Too Faced concealer that's way too light, but I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make use of it. Shade Cool Medium, and it's just extremely fair, but it's really neutral. Like it's not too yellow or too orange. So for some reason, the 3 of these are like amazing. I normally put this one right on the tops of my cheek for brightening, Kat Von D right in here, and then I use the NARS in between. So it reminds me of the Bob Marley shot because the colors just stay where they need to stay. Like when I blend it out, they don't mix too much into each other. They just blend beautifully, but they stay. Yeah, that's it. So let me know if you want to see more videos like this where I talk about my favorite products in my different collections. Primers, highlighters, lipsticks, it could be anything. Let me know if this was interesting to you. Join the medallion mob. Make sure you press subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. But I feel drunk right now talking about all of this. I'm gonna call you right back. I'm making a video about liquor. Okay. I'm going through withdrawal because I'm trying to be clean for 6 months. So this is why I'm talking about so much liquor. And is it recording? I got my, what is it called? Both talked to. They're very condoning any. I'm not condone. I already did mess up that New Year's resolution anyway because I accidentally ordered a mango tango. So let's get to it.